We will welcome the Honorable Janet Yellen to consider an anticipated nomination. It's not very anticipated with all you read in the paper, but it's all for her to become Secretary of the Treasury. The role of Treasury Secretary covers responsibilities over a large number of issues, including taxes, fiscal management, including the national debt, financial sanctions, and economic policies. The Treasury Secretary also serves as chair of the Financial Stability Oversight Council, which has wide-ranging financial oversight and regulatory authorities. Dr. Yellen has a history in academics, think tanks, the federal government, and most probably well known to be chair of the Federal Reserve. This hearing takes place in the midst of an ongoing pandemic, along with significant divisions in Congress and divisions among our populace. I hope that we can move away from partisan divisiveness and personalized attacks against each other. Dr. Yellen, if confirmed, you can be instrumental in helping generate an environment for bipartisan efforts and reasoned debate. You've expressed that you have interest in aggressively pursuing mitigation efforts towards climate change, which you can see as a global existential threat. The incoming administration has also identified interest in raising taxes, coupled with massive spending programs, and we're working as well to reduce income inequality. And Senator Schumer has said that he'd like to change America. I'll be interested in hearing more about these and other things as we consider the Yellen nomination. As I've already indicated to the nominee, I think it would be a big mistake to raise taxes on individuals and businesses as they struggle through an economic recovery and a pandemic. I know that the incoming administration has said they like to pursue a two-pronged strategy, with a massive stimulus followed by tax hikes coupled with even more spending, and particularly they mention infrastructure. We're already closely examining President-elect Biden's proposal for around $1 9/10 trillion of stimulus, which even some prominent Democrat economists have said does not seem to be well targeted. With the trillions of already in the pipeline and close to $1 trillion in relief enacted just a few short weeks ago, it is very important to focus efforts on pandemic relief. Now is not the time to enact a laundry list of liberal structural economic reforms. Dr. Yellen, if you're confirmed, I hope that you'll work with us on that proposal. Moving forward, President-elect Biden has stated numerous times that no one making under $400,000 would see their taxes raised. For example, last year on CNBC, President-elect Biden stated that we can think what we can think of as the new Biden rule that, quote, nobody making under $400,000, and he said bucks, would have their raised, period, end of quote. While I don't think we need to be raising taxes, I'll pay close attention to see that the incoming administration abides by that new Biden rule and doesn't go after taxing small businesses and the middle class. On my part, let me tell you that I believe in free and fair trade both internationally and domestically. International trade is important to American businesses and especially important to the agricultural sector and the farmers across America. I will make sure that the incoming administration does not overlook the importance of agriculture or the interest of rural America. I'm against foreign countries trying to tap into the U.S. tax base with unilateral digital services taxes under their self-proclaimed rights to invade our tax base. They don't have that right. I don't support socialism or Marxism or so-called democratic socialism that would end with command and control policies. I also don't support any rapid or drastic wiping out of industries and their workers based mostly on ideology and often on misleading analyses, with some notion of taking care of the carnage through massive government income and wealth redistribution. Prior to the pandemic, although there were economic and structural challenges to the economy, we saw a very historic 50-year low in unemployment rates, record lows in gaps between minority unemployment and the overall unemployment rate, inclusive growth with real wages growing faster for lower earners, record highs in real medium household income, stronger medium income growth for minorities than others, and reductions in income inequality and poverty. While those are goals of Democrats, we did not hear much about the accomplishments from members of the other party. Those accomplishments came about in an environment in which tax burdens were lowered and made more progressive, and regulation was made more efficient. Instead of welcoming the accomplishments, we have heard from the other side that we need to change America. I would like to see us continue with the accomplishments we saw prior to the pandemic. Now let me close with a comment on transparency. This committee has traditionally expressed bipartisan interest in reminding all nominees who come before this committee that transparency is important to our members. That means that I expect that you will respond to inquiries from any senator on this committee, no matter which side of the aisle they sit. Prompt and thorough responses to our inquiries and investigations is what we expect. With that, now Senator White.